Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOC Shannon Beador gives Season 19 ultimatum. RHOC star Shannon Beador is giving an ultimatum if she were to return for Season 19. Though she has yet to be asked back for another season, and the show has not even been renewed, she is setting boundaries. So what are they? Keep reading for more details. Since Season 9 of RHOC, Shannon Beador has been a force to be reckoned with. She was a drinker with marital problems, and often overreacted at the most interesting times. There would be dinner parties where she would cause a scene. One time, Heather Dubrow questioned if she was having a psychotic break. Yet, she preached a love of organic living and crystals everywhere. During her time on the show, Shannon dealt with infidelity, a divorce, weight gain and loss, a new relationship, and a DUI. She has gained and lost friends, been called an alcoholic, and raised her 3 daughters. However, Season 18 was undoubtedly the hardest. She had come off of her DUI arrest and was no longer friends with Tamra Judge. Furthermore, Shannon and her longtime boyfriend, John Jansen, had officially ended their romance. He was now dating show alum Alexis Bellino, and they were very public after he long maintained he liked his privacy. Bravo brought back Alexis to film for Season 18, and during this time, John sued Shannon for $75,000. It was a lot for Shannon to handle, and the fans were behind her. Yet, at the end of it all, she may not be returning. According to People, Shannon Beador is essentially giving Bravo an ultimatum if they want her back for Season 19. She will not film with certain housewives, and that was the demise of RHOC. Shannon had this to say: "It depends on who I would be on the season with. And I'm not saying that in a threatening way. I experienced some time with people that were very unhealthy for me to be around." Though she says it is not threatening, she is also saying she is done if certain people do come back, so it is teetering the line. She went on to add, "That's important in my life right now, to make healthy choices and to separate myself from toxic situations." In the RHOC Season 18 finale, the ladies gathered to celebrate Jennifer Pedrante's engagement. It was noted Shannon Beador and Tamra Judge had not spoken since they returned from London. That caused Shannon to storm away, and she said she was done. She then found Katie Janela's husband, Matt, in the corner. Shannon told him she was done, and he tried to be consoling. She flipped on him, which led fans to turn on Shannon. It did not stop there. Seeing how Shannon spoke to Katie's husband surely has to have her fans wondering how she spoke to her actual partner, Johnny Che, during their time together. Shannon was wrong for how she treated Matt. He had good intentions and was just trying to neutralize the situation. That was some misdirected anger. Matt was so nice to Shannon. Her snapping at him for no reason only helped John's image. Fans were over Shannon constantly walking out and running away when things did not go her way. So maybe it is time for her to hang up her hat. In the end, Shannon just hoped viewers enjoyed the season. But really what matters is what I think. I hope they enjoy the show. I hope that people say, "Okay, she's working on herself, so good for her, but I don't need pats on the back. I don't need sympathy." Shannon Beador, a name synonymous with drama, authenticity, and resilience on The Real Housewives of Orange County, has never shied away from speaking her mind or confronting uncomfortable truths. Season after season, viewers have watched her navigate friendships, feuds, and personal growth. However, as Season 19 loomed on the horizon, it became clear that this time, Shannon was playing by her own rules. Rumors swirled, and fans speculated. What exactly was Shannon's ultimatum, and how would it impact the show? The story began at a private dinner held at a coastal restaurant in Newport Beach. The evening was filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses as the cast gathered, hoping to mend bridges after a particularly turbulent Season 18. Despite the smiles, tension crackled beneath the surface. Shannon's eyes, a striking blend of blue and steely determination, scanned the room. She took in the familiar faces of Heather Dubrow, Jenna Kirschenheiter, and Emily Simpson, each one carrying their own secret weight. The producers had been careful to keep them in the dark about the night's true agenda. As the last course was served, Shannon rose, commanding the room's attention. A hush fell, the only sound the gentle crashing of the Pacific waves outside. She set her champagne flute down with a precise clink, looking around the table with a gaze that dared anyone to interrupt. "Ladies," she began, her voice steady but tinged with emotion, "I've spent too many seasons biting my tongue and pretending that everything's fine. But I'm done. If we're going to do this, if we're going to continue sharing our lives with millions of people, things need to change." Heather, ever poised and perpetually on guard, tilted her head slightly, a hint of curiosity mixed with skepticism. Gina shifted uncomfortably in her seat, while Emily crossed her arms, eyes narrowing with suspicion. Shannon took a deep breath before continuing. "I am tired of being everyone's scapegoat. I'm tired of the narratives being twisted and of apologies that never seem to come. So here's the deal. If I'm going to be part of season 19, there's going to be accountability." A ripple of surprise moved through the room. The ultimatum was out. Shannon, known for her often erratic emotions and unfiltered honesty, was drawing a line in the sand. Heather was the first to break the silence, her voice smooth but tinged with challenge. "Accountability? Shannon, we're all accountable. This show is about being real, showing the good, the bad, and the ugly." "Yes, Heather, real," Shannon emphasized, eyes locking with Heather's. "But real doesn't mean targeting one person as the villain to protect your own image." The accusation hung heavily in the air. Season 18 had seen alliances shift like quicksand, and Shannon often found herself isolated, battling the opinions and whispers behind her back. The stress had taken its toll, manifesting in late-night social media rants and emotional on-camera breakdowns that became fodder for critics. Emily leaned forward, uncrossing her arms. "Are you saying you're done with conflict? Because let's be honest, Shannon, conflict is what keeps this show going." Shannon shook her head, the glint in her eyes unyielding. "I'm not saying no to conflict. I'm saying yes to honesty. I'm saying yes to a season where we own our parts in the messes we create. If I have to admit my mistakes, then so do you, Emily, and Gina and Heather, and whoever else signs up for this roller coaster." The words seemed to reverberate through Gina, who had once been one of Shannon's closest allies. Their friendship had been forged in moments of vulnerability, but had eroded under the weight of mistrust and petty misunderstandings. Gina's lips thinned into a straight line as she considered Shannon's proposition. She had her own battles, her own image to maintain, and wasn't sure if agreeing to this new dynamic would help or hurt her. Heather finally spoke up, her tone more conciliatory. "So what does this mean practically, Shannon? Are we signing some kind of promise to tell the truth?" The room erupted into nervous laughter, a tension-relieving crack in the serious moment. Shannon managed a small smile. "No, Heather, but it does mean that if someone's going to throw stones, they better be prepared to face the glass house they're standing in. I'm not staying silent when I see hypocrisy. Not anymore." The reactions were mixed. Emily looked intrigued, perhaps even amused, as if considering how this new chapter could be spun to her advantage. Gina, meanwhile, appeared deep in thought, weighing the pros and cons of confronting her own actions on such a public stage. The producers, standing just out of sight, exchanged glances. This was the fire they needed, the spark that could set season 19 apart. Shannon's ultimatum had the potential to either rejuvenate the franchise or blow it apart. By the end of the evening, no one had openly accepted or rejected Shannon's terms. But the ripple effect had already begun. Conversations that night were quieter, eyes darted with calculating looks, and whispers replaced the earlier laughter. Shannon's bold stance left the women reflecting on their own part in the drama and wondering whether they could or would meet her challenge. As the cast dispersed into the night, Shannon stayed behind, staring out at the black, glittering expanse of the Pacific. A sense of relief settled over her, mixed with the thrill of uncertainty. This was her stand, her ultimatum, and she knew that whatever came next, there would be no turning back. Season 19 would not just be another chapter in the RHOC Chronicles. It would be the season that tested loyalties, forced hidden truths into the light, and reminded everyone that, in Orange County, nothing stays buried for long.